what's up, everybody? It's your favorite host, A. Millie, back with another episode of the Sip and Sip podcast. Tonight, I have an artist all the way from Chi-Town, the Windy City. He goes by the name of Peter Jericho, and he's here to celebrate Black Music Month. So everybody give a round of applause to artist Peter Jericho. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Emma?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm burning up down here in the South, but what's new? That's what's going on every year down here in the South.
Yeah,
So,
it's always hot.
what's it like up there in Chi-Town right now?
The summer hasn't come around yet. We waiting for the summer. The big thing out here is summertime shy, and the weather is kind of playing with us. We got smoky skies now. They say it's a fire from Canada that got the skies muggy, but we still partying and having a good time though, even with the weather kind of iffy.
So basically, in other words, you are outside despite
Yeah.
despite all the smoke in the sky.
Yeah. I mean, that's the name of my project. It's an outsider, so I stay outside. So
we're gonna get into that because I thought your album, your EP, was so unique, and so we're gonna discuss that coming up in our interview. But I want to ask you, how did you get started in music, or what was your inspiration going into being an artist?
My parents met in a choir,
Mm-hmm.
so that's basically where that inspiration came from.
Mm-hmm.
Just being around people who sang a lot, and my dad was a choir director, and so they kind of say I was born with the gift. I started singing super early. I was able to hold my note while my parents harmonized off of me as early as I can remember, maybe age 4 or 5. So that was my beginnings, and then it kind of blossomed over time. So. Yeah.
So it has been in your blood, choir director, like you started in the church.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, Peter, did you sing like in the children's choir? Did you get like some solos?
Yeah. So it's a little different because my family's African, so it's not necessarily the praise and worship that the maybe the Baptist church goes through out here. But yeah, I did sing in a youth choir. We were Protestant Presbyterians, and so yeah, I had my beginnings. I had my solos. My dad was a popular journalist as well, so I sang on TV. Yeah, I sang on TV a few times when I was young.
Wow. So you got that stardom at a early age, with your father being a journalist. And I like I said, we are here celebrating Black Music Month. Now I have to ask you this question. What does Black Music Month mean to you as an artist?
Well, I'm Black, and that's basically what I do, right? I create a sound that resonates with the Black audience, the Black caucus. And so celebrating a month for that is very special. I love Black music. I listen to Black music. Not that I exclude others, but that if I was going to prioritize, Black music is definitely top tier.
Same with me. It's just something about the culture. I feel like Black Music Month signifies like that feel good music, like when you're cleaning, when you're just riding in the car, those good breakup songs, those good turn up songs, and it's just a part of our culture. It's a part of what music is a part of our way of life, and especially with Black music, it's so many genres, and you have your specific genre of AfroSoul music. So can you explain to me what is AfroSoul music to you?
Yeah, it's a fusion. From my end, I grew up in both Chicago and Cameroon, Central Africa. So I got a lot of the African sound in what I do. And I also grew up around some Mississippi folk out here in Chicago who plays, some Al Green at the house. And
Okay.
Grass, what I'm saying? Some of the good oldies. So with that upbringing and just blending the sounds, you can hear the Africanness in my music, and you can also hear how soulful I am because my people come from a struggle too, even if it might not be known or very versed to the African American, but we have our own stories and our own struggles. And feel the pain in the music. So yeah,
And your family originally hails from Cameroon.
yeah.
So, what kind of musical influences, did you have going into being an artist from your home country?
Yeah, I mean, we're very strong musically. So you
Mhm.
have Manu Dibango is a very famous
Mm.
soul, jazz, bluesy artist. He's responsible for Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mama Kosa. Then
Oh,
there's
wow. Really? On the
yes,
Michael Jackson song.
absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, so look him up. It's great history to know, and so many other artists that use that. But that
Mhm.
is definitely Makosa means dance in my dad's dialect. So
Wow.
I had that influence, and a bunch of artists that you guys have probably never heard of. But I definitely was influenced by the Cameroonian art, the art of Cameroon because
Mhm.
they were really strong in the '80s with music within
Mhm.
Africa, and it continues to blossom today.
Mhm. And I love Afrobeat music. I love AfroSoul music. But just internationally, you see, in America, is like now we are open up to more of the African music from Ghana, from Cameroon, from Nigeria,
Yeah,
and it is so prevalent now. Like in the summertime, those really really good music,
yeah,
like songs like you can get out and be outside on the
yeah.
rooftop, or even more so, they're more prevalent in social media, like with reels on TikTok. And
Mhm.
I love Afrobeat music. I
Yeah.
love African music. I think it's just, I mean, it's part of the culture. Like,
Yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
it's
it's the
clean.
new wave.
Yeah, it's clean music for the most part, and even the chords that are used,
Hmm.
the major chords being used, ignite a lot of positivity.
Hmm.
So I think
Hmm.
that that's why people are starting to get
Hmm.
drawn to it.
Hmm.
At some point in time, the kill kill bang bang music is
Yeah.
going to have to die out a little bit. You feel me?
Oh
And
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because we need to get together. That's why we're
Mhm.
celebrating Black music now.
Yes, yes. And you know what? To be honest, I think my favorite part of listening to Afrobeats music or Afro soul is the beat, like the
Mhm.
drums, and it is just like a rhythm. Like it's just something. It just kind of takes over your body. Like
Yeah.
it makes me feel like I'm possessed or something, and I can
Mhm.
just sway my hips. It's just like the vibe. And I love your vibe in your music, because we're going to talk about outsider, and I want to know, what was your inspiration for outsider. But with it being Black Music Month, we are celebrating 50 years of hip. Can you believe that?
Wow.
50 years of hip hop. Now I know you from the Shy, the Windy City. Who are some of your hip hop influences, people that you like to listen to?
I mean, out of Chicago or just period?
Just in general.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a Jay Z guy.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love Jay Z. Um, Twister out of
Mhm.
Chicago. Was very inspirational.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, there's so many. We got Common. We got Kanye, of course.
Yeah.
Uh, some female rappers as well, like
Mhm.
Lil Kim and uh, man, that's a lot. I could
Mhm.
think of a million rappers, but definitely was into hip hop. But yeah, Jay
Mhm.
Z is my guy though.
So you love that New York City, that Brooklyn,
Yeah,
it's like that old school, rap.
yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
it definitely living in Africa at one point in time of my life. That was the only way that we had access to what was going on in the Black community. It
Mhm.
was through music that we saw on TV and through music videos. And those that were shining in my era, what I'm saying, were like, the Jay Z's and Pac. Pac was a little bit before me. Um, Biggie was a little bit before me,
Mhm.
but definitely Jay, DMX,
Oh
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Yes, they was rocking for
Mhm.
sure.
I know from me, like my favorite rapper of all time is Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z. I love Kanye West. I like Nas, but Kanye West, and Jay-Z are like my favorite. Like I can listen to them all day and
Yeah,
would not get tired of them. And I know I'm from the South. I love my Southern rappers, but it's just something about Kanye and Jay-Z that like always has me in the chokehold.
for sure, for sure. What part of South you from?
I am from Alabama. Now I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, but I was raised in Alabama.
Okay.
So I got like, I love my Southern rappers, ATL, Uncle Luke from Miami,
Yeah.
T.I. got
Mhm.
I got the South on
Wayne.
lock too.
Yeah, Wayne.
Lil
Wayne.
Wayne, Master P, like yeah. Like from the South, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So where do you see hip hop going in the next 50 years or just music in general? We are still celebrating Black Music Month, but where do you see music in the next 50 years?
Yeah, it's gonna become the new pop, or it already is a new pop, and it's just gonna
Mhm,
keep on blossoming in that way. I think we're trendy. We've always been a trendy group of people.
mhm,
People love our stories. People
mhm,
love movements that we represent.
mhm,
And so, yeah, whatever level music is gonna get, whether
mhm,
it's um, whether it's just merchandise, whether it's just for content for the internet, whatever it is, I
mhm,
feel like Black music is always going to be top tier. It's
mhm,
always going to be right there at the level of every other genre, or just a slight bit ahead.
mhm,
Um, and yeah, Afro
mhm.
Afro is Black music as well.
It is. It really is. What is your opinion of so many African artists becoming mainstream and they're rising, grant winning Grammys and festivals? What is your take on the Afrobeats culture becoming mainstream, and where do you see that going in the next year or two?
Yeah. I mean, it's their time. I think the Jamaicans had that run for a while too, within,
Hmm.
the Black entertainment. I remember, 106 in Park, and you had Sean Paul, and
Oh yes.
yeah, and you had all these guys
Hmm.
getting
Hmm.
the light, regardless. Oh, give me the light. Anyway, um, yeah, it's just their time,
Hmm.
and where it goes, we don't know, because I didn't even see this coming, into
Hmm.
fruition this fast.
Hmm.
So I think the sky's the limit, and
Hmm.
I think there'll be just more collaborations with
Hmm.
more Black superstars and celebrities, and it could venture off to anything. It could venture
Hmm.
off to movies. It could venture off to whatever you need it to venture off to. So
Hmm.
the sky's the limit for sure.
Exactly. And it came into fruition for you as a native of Cameroon and an Afro beats artist, Afro soul artist. And it did come into fruition with you um being here in the US.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, how can it not, right?
Hmm.
I'm part of the diaspora, right, of the African who was born in the States, but
Hmm.
I'm still tied to my hometown.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
just having that background of the Africans pushing, it
Hmm.
gives us more confidence to kind of deliver, the sound that we've been, molding for so long.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing for sure.
It really is. And, one beautiful thing that happened with you this year that you dropped your long awaited EP called Outsider. And
Yeah,
tell me the process and coming up with that name. I know we just talked about, being outside for the summer, but
yeah,
where did that name Outsider come from for your EP?
yeah. Basically, like I said before, I was born here in Illinois,
Hmm.
but I lived in Africa for 11 years. And
Wow.
so I've kind of always felt like an outsider to two cultures. Because when I'm
Mm,
in the States, I'm kind of looked at as the African. And when I'm in Africa, I'm kind of looked at as the American, right? So I've always had this outside perspective, um,
hmm.
and trying to bridge people, from the outside, coming in. And then also, I'm like the elephant in the room. I'm outside, I'm big, I'm tough, I stand out basically. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So that's where, a lot of the inspiration came from, just being kind of unique musically. And, I want people to kind of experience that, and knowing that there are a lot of people that are like me who would enjoy that story and that I have to push forward.
I love that. I love that explanation about that. And you know what? I would never would have thought that you growing up in the US, you felt like an outsider to your African roots. When you're in Africa, they look at you as an outsider. And then when you're in the US, they look at you as an outsider too. I
Yeah,
never would have thought that.
yeah, yeah. I'm the African kid here. I'm the American kid there.
Mm,
So it's trying to balance the two. But I love it.
mhm,
I've grown up like that, so it's become
mhm,
second nature for me to just adjust at all
mhm,
times. They
mhm.
call me a chameleon because I'm able to. You know what I'm saying?
You're able to adapt.
Yeah, I code switch. You feel me? Um,
So let's talk about your single Magic. It's one of your newly released singles. What was the inspiration with making that song? And I heard and I thought it the whole EP, let me just say the whole EP is dope. But Magic is one of, my favorite songs on that EP. Tell me what was your inspiration coming up with that song and describe for me that creative process.
Yeah, Chicago is big on house music. I think we're one of the pioneers of that sound,
Mm,
and obviously it's an Afro house, because I'm getting
hmm
a bunch of fusion records, and it's speaking about just the black power, like basically what we're celebrating here, right? Black Music Month, but it's talking about this magic that we have that I wouldn't say nobody else has, but all I can
hmm
do is speak of what we've gone through, the adversity that we as Black people have gone through.
hmm
So many people trying to pull us down, and we've always thrived. So that's where the inspiration lyrically,
hmm
obviously musically, just having that no
hmm
that Afro groove
Yes.
/ house groove, and knowing that it's going to resonate with Africans and African Americans who love just that old school house, music vibe.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah, and it's blossoming now in South Africa. They have Amapiano, and
mhm,
obviously it's spreading all through the country and all through the world, basically.
mhm. Now, I gotta get real for a moment. I gotta ask you, as an artist, what is your favorite song on the EP? Like
Oh,
something you listen to all day, every day in the shower, when you ride in the car, when you trying to, talk to a female in the like DMs. What gets you pumped?
so what's crazy is I actually made a song for each situation. Um, yeah, so Douala is the home base song. So Douala is where my dad is from.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off the project, and I'm just speaking about my hometown. And I shot a music video for it back home when I went last month. So yeah, so that is near and dear to me because my dad is even on the song. And
Wow.
yeah, but then I have a song like Magic that resonates when I think of just how far we've come as a people.
Mm-hmm.
Then Rain on Me is the one that I'll play if I'm chilling with a little, what I'm saying, a little, beautiful young queen. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
Um, and Love Like This is a wedding song, basically,
Mm.
which black. We need more black love, right? There's too many black killers.
Yes. We need more, and we need more Afro soul music,
Yeah.
that talks about black love.
So since it's only 5 songs, I could listen to the whole playlist in the shower. Yeah. So what I'm saying. I like all those songs, man. If I was to have to pick one, I'll
Mhm.
pick Home, and I'll say Douala as a song I can listen to over and over again.
I actually, for me, I can listen to the whole album. Like that is like now embedded in my playlist right now. So
Awesome.
I am like, yeah, it's like, I could be sitting down doing some work on my computer and then just Magic comes on and I just play that and I have it shuffling, throughout. But it's just a feel good album. It's so dope. You're such a dope artist.
Thank
And are there any projects or any new releases that you can share on this podcast that you have coming out in the next couple of months to close out 2023 or anything coming up for next year that we can expect from you?
Yeah, so I definitely got the music video for Douala that is going to be coming out soon. Um, Outside is an EP, and so I'm planning on doing the actual LP and possibly releasing it end of the year for my
Hmm
birthday. My birthday is in November, so I might put out a full project by then. And I'm just outside. I'm doing a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back from DC doing some stuff out there. And, hopefully I can come out to maybe Alabama or
Oh
Atlanta
yes.
or New Orleans, and give y'all a little Afro, what I'm saying?
Yes.
Afro.
You always welcome in the South.
Oh, for sure.
You're always welcome.
I know about Southern hospitality now. I know
Oh
about it.
yeah. And you know about us Southern Bells, we can throw down in the kitchen now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Y'all
You're
gonna
not gonna find that out of no disrespect to, my northern sisters,
Oh,
but
yeah.
ain't nobody got nothing on us Southern Bells in the South that can cook.
Hey, I know. I can attest. Yeah, for sure, for sure. We'll make it down now.
Oh yes, for sure, for sure. Now you have a show coming up in July. Actually, it's two shows, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In your hometown of Chicago. Can
Mhm.
you tell us what it's about and how what you're looking forward to with these shows?
Yeah, I got a show with Chemistry on the 8th of July. And Chemistry is a black-owned steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're pushing like this black sophisticated
Mm-hmm.
look where people dress up nice and they come and eat
Mm-hmm.
steak and vibe to a live band. And the
Mm-hmm.
band that I play with is Mgenie. We just started recently and we play Afro songs and we play a bunch of covers as well, R&B, pop, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
soul. So yeah, it's always a vibe. If you're in Chicago, July 8th, definitely come out and to Chemistry in Hyde Park and check us out. It's a vibe.
Definitely, all my Chicago supporters, please make sure you support Peter. He will be in Chicago. You can log on to his website and he will tell it,
Yeah.
at the end of this interview and drop all of his social media handles.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you, I want to know what is something that nobody knows about Peter the artist? What is something that nobody knows about you, like a fun fact?
That nobody knows.
That nobody knows, and it's exclusive tea right here on the Sip and Sip podcast.
Yes. I don't know. I played basketball and I got bad pinky toes, toenails. I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of nothing that nobody knows. I'm not very super secretive, even though
Uh,
ironically, my government last name means secretive in my dad's
oh
name.
wow.
Right. So that's crazy. But yeah, I'm for the most part
Hmm.
an open book.
Okay.
I mean, everybody got their little things that they got in a closet here and
Hmm.
there. But for the
Hmm.
most part, you ain't gonna trap me on nothing crazy, too crazy.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. What is a genre of music that you listen to that you probably would think people would be surprised by?
Oh, I listen to jazz a lot. Yeah,
Wow.
I got a favorite new jazz artist. That's my new jazz crush, Samara Joy. She won
I've heard of her. Yes.
a Grammy. She's like 23 years old. She just won a Grammy for Best New Artist.
Yes, I remember that. Actually, was it this year or last year?
It was this year.
This year,
Yeah,
yes. I remember her going up on stage. Yes,
yeah.
she's dope.
Oh yeah,
Very dope.
she's super dope. The
Very
show
dope.
Terrell, they be on YouTube and stuff like that.
Hmm.
She's on there as well. So if you want to check her out vocally, yeah, she's a
I'm
beast.
definitely gonna
Yeah.
check them out because it's just something about jazz. Jazz is soothing.
Oh,
I feel like it is like maybe one of my favorite genres out of all music because I feel like jazz came before rap,
mm-hmm.
before R&B. It was the catalyst to
Yeah.
that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course jazz started in the South. So
Yeah.
it's nothing like jazz.
Yeah, yeah. And one
Really
of my
nothing like
favorite jazz guys is Nat King Cole.
That's my grandfather's favorite artist, Nat
Hmm.
King Cole.
Yeah,
Seriously.
he did his thing out here in Chicago too. He from out here, so
Hmm.
yeah, just loving him.
Hmm.
Quincy back in the day, the Rat Pack, even the white folks, Frank Sinatra,
Yeah.
Martin, and all of them. I really love jazz music. So.
Any artists you would like to collab with, like on a song, or who could you see collabing with on your next project? Like if you had to choose like an artist, like no, it doesn't matter if they're R&B, Afro, soul, rap. Who would be your ultimate artist that you would love to collab with?
Ooh, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, I'm a real big fan of Usher. Usher,
Mm,
yeah. I think I grew up
that
listening.
that would be a dope collab, you
Yeah,
know.
that'd be super dope. Lauren Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the old Lauren now.
Okay, not the new Lauren,
No,
not the late
hey,
Lauren,
hey,
but
hey,
the
hey.
old Lauren.
New Lauren, cool. I'm just saying the old
The
Lauren is what I fell in love
the
with.
miseducation
Yeah,
Lauren.
that Sister Act Lauren damn there. Yeah, so definitely those two come to mind first. And
Mhm.
there's so many legends out here that have been doing music for a while that if I could collaborate with, it would be awesome. From Babyface to,
Mm,
man, you name it, Anita Baker. Oh
yeah.
man, that would be crazy.
What Chicago artist would you love to collab with?
From the new school, um, uh, Chance the Rapper would be dope.
Hmm.
Jeremiah, I see those guys walking around a lot, and
Hmm.
just how innovative they've been with their pen. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I definitely know. I mean, Jeremiah did a song with Burna Boy on his one of his
Oh yeah,
albums.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Chicago. I've already done collaboration with Twista. So
Wow.
all the people I pay respect to all Chicago from
Hmm.
Conflict, Selena Johnson.
Selena Johnson has this amazing voice.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she's amazing.
It sounds like she from the South for real.
And I think she is from the South. I'm not
Yeah,
sure though. I'm
probably
not
is.
sure.
I mean, most black folk that live in Chicago, they migrated from the South
Hmm.
for sure. So
Hmm.
from Mississippi or what I'm saying.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, for sure.
Now, Peter, I have a confession to make. You know, we're talking, and I keep looking at you. You remind me of, and I know you probably get it. Maybe people have said it to you, but you kind of sound like Kanye West, and you kind of look like him, Kanye, and like a Lance Gross.
Okay.
Like, have you ever heard that
I
before?
get Kanye a lot. I get Kevin Hart. I get yeah, I get a bunch of people. But definitely Kanye, I've heard Kanye a lot, especially when I was younger, when he first came
Hmm.
out. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely get that. And I'm from the city, man. I'm from Chicago, so definitely gonna have similarities in how we. I'm not as vocal as he is, though.
You are
He's
vocal in your music.
yeah, definitely.
Basically, you are vocal
Yeah,
in your music.
I'm not
Now,
as confrontational, I should
I
say.
gotta ask you, what's your favorite like part of being from Chicago, and what is your favorite food to eat, or do you cook?
Uh, mm. Anyway, yeah, Chicago, definitely the summer times in
Hmm.
Chicago have always been special
Hmm.
because we anticipate the summertime. I was just talking to a white lady and I was asking her if she's gonna travel anytime soon, and she's like, I don't travel in the summer because we anticipate the summer in Chicago.
Hmm.
So yeah, the summer times here, everything's out. The boats are out, the rooftop parties,
Yeah, the cookouts, the block parties.
all of that, and we.
I do watch The Shy, so that's
Oh
why
yeah,
I feel like I'm in love with Chicago by
yeah.
watching The Shy.
And believe it or not, Chicago, we got our dishes out here that people love. Our
Hmm.
pizza, our Polishes,
Hmm.
our Italian beefs, our pizza puffs, all that jazz. You feel me?
Hmm.
I love just that corner store restaurant type, food and stuff. But
Oh
I
yeah,
eat healthy too. Now we get MacArthur's out west, and we got our chicken here. I don't know if y'all heard about Harold's chicken and
I've heard of Harold's. I've
Uncle
heard of
William,
Harold's.
all of
But
that.
you know, with me being from the South, it's like, grandmama's fried
Yeah.
chicken or KFC, churches, Popeyes. That's what we got down here
No, but I'm
in the
saying,
South.
like, for me, because I'm African too, right? My mama cook a good African dish, so you can't go wrong with her
Can
cooking.
you, but I know mama cook, but can you cook an
You know,
authentic Cameroonian dish?
unfortunately, you see, I'm the only boy, and
Uh,
I have sisters and my mama, and they ain't let me in the kitchen. So, I missed out on the opportunity to learn the intricate dishes and stuff. My mama she wrote a cookbook, so I can follow instructions and probably put something together.
So let me ask you this. If you were on a date and, this girl is like, I want to taste like an authentic Cameroonian dish and I want you to make it, what would you make for a woman on a first date?
You're really pushing this idea of me cooking. I mean, I could try a Cameroonian stew with like fried plantains, but not too ripe, right?
Okay.
I love a good fried plantain dish. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a big cook, but I'll work on it.
Okay, I need you to work on this, Cameroonian dish because,
Final
after
piece.
this interview drops, you might have some ladies in your DMs that want to
Come on,
try, some Cameroonian food now.
come on, bring it on.
Well, Peter, before we end this interview, I told you we're going to play a little game, and it is Black Music Month. So we're going to play a little trivia game. Nothing too hard, but
Okay.
it's like 5 questions just to test your Black Music Month knowledge. So are you ready?
Please forgive me if I.
Okay, the first question is, which rapper's debut album was called The Block is Hot, released at 17 years old? Was it Jay-Z, Master P, or Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne.
You sure?
That's what I'm going with.
Okay. And the answer is Lil Wayne.
Okay.
And did you know a fun fact about this album was this album has mostly no profanity in it because his mama didn't want him to basically have profanity in it.
Right.
So if you go back and listen to it, it really doesn't have any profanity.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, go Wayne.
All right. Next question. Which female MC studied acting? Is it Missy Elliott, Nicki Minaj, or Queen Latifah?
I'll have to go with Queen Latifah. I've seen her in a few movies.
Okay. Are you sure that's your final answer?
Yeah. That's
Doom, doom, doom. Well, the correct answer is Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj. She actually was in an off-Broadway play, and it was called In Case You Forget. And this was before her career took off. I'm a big Nicki Minaj fan, and she did go to one of those high schools that was a performing arts high school. So she was in an off-Broadway play, and she was studying acting. So, yeah.
I mean, that was a nice little trick question.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I hope you get this one now.
Okay.
Which Chicago rapper lived in China for a year? Is it Chance the Rapper, Common, or Kanye West?
I'm gonna go with Jesus in China. I'm gonna go with Common.
Okay, that's your final answer.
Yeah.
All right, the correct answer is Kanye West. Kanye West actually did live in China with his mom. She was a visiting professor, and he lived in China for a year with his mom.
I don't know how I would have known that.
I mean, listen, I had to throw in a little Chicago trivia too.
Right, I see.
All right, 4th question. Which one of these 90s classics was Tupac in? A, New Jack City, B, Boys in the Hood, or C, Juice?
You know Juice. We don't even got to tell me different.
Okay, it is Juice, and I'm glad because if you would have picked something else, I probably would have looked at
no, come on, man.
Funny.
If it's black movies, I know the black movies.
Oh, you know the black movies. Okay. All right, last question. Which rapper has the most Grammy wins? Is it Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, or Eminem?
Ooh. I'll go with Dre.
Dr. Dre. All right. Your final answer.
Yeah.
It is actually Jay-Z. Jay-Z has 24 Grammys, and I think Dr. Dre either has 7 or 8 Grammys.
Oh, wow. I thought because he
It's
produced
yeah.
and he, rapped, I thought he was gonna get a lot of Grammys off of Eminem too. But
And
I guess it's my
Jay,
guy Jay-Z.
Jay
I should have gone with him first. I don't know why I'm playing around.
but Jay-Z has the most than Kanye and Eminem actually as
Okay.
well. So it's like one, two, three, like all of them. But it's a whole list of rappers that have won Grammys. It's like a top 10 list. So
Okay.
and with Lil Wayne, he has 7 Grammys in
Mm,
total.
that's
Yep.
awesome. Go
Yeah,
Jay.
but you know what? I'm gonna give you a pass. You passed the test, Peter. So I'm not gonna give you no F on Black Music Month. All right.
All right, I appreciate it.
So again, Peter, I have enjoyed this interview. And before we leave, you are always welcome on the Sip and Sip podcast. You family now,
Right.
even though you up there in Chi-Town, but you still, you're a part of the Sip and Sip podcast family. And before we end this, make sure you drop your social media and your website so people can support you, stream your music, and as well follow you on social media.
Yeah, for sure. So on Instagram, it's Prince Jericho, same as Twitter.
Mhm.
Peter Jericho Music on Facebook, Peter Jericho on YouTube. Um, PeterJericho.com is the website. So you can find all the links to everything, the merchandise, everything that we got going on, and just future projects coming up. So
Mhm.
definitely check me out.
Of course, and make sure y'all go support him. We got to continue to support our Black artists. I don't care if it is June, which is Black Music Month. Black music is every month, it's every
Mhm.
day, just like Black history. So we want to continue to support our Black artists. They need us.
Yeah.
Support, please support them. Go check them out, hit them up. Ladies, if you want a Cameroonian dish, you can slide in them DMs, you know what I'm saying? And he'll make you a dish. All
Yeah.
right.
All righty.
All right. Until next time,
Till
we'll
next.
see you for another episode of the Sip and Sip podcast.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.